Absolutely. I would love to. And you know what? I mean, guys, my story may not be very different from many of you who are on this call tonight. Like many young girls, I'd wanted to be a wife and a mom, and that was my dream. And 8 years ago, the first portion of that dream came true when I was able to marry my wonderful husband. And 5 years ago, the second portion of that came true when I had my son. But again, like many moms, I struggled with postpartum anxiety and postpartum depression. And so that was a real draw for me when I was learning about what they are doing here at the Mental Wellness Company and Amare. I mean, it struck me, guys, from the moment my son was laid on my chest, I battled anxiety. And it was like this internal buzz that would not shut off. I could not come down. I couldn't rest. Then you add sleep deprivation onto that. Fast forward a few months, right? And then I started experiencing bouts of depression. I did not feel good about myself. I was very unmotivated. I had no drive, no passion for life. And I thought, this is just the way that it is, right? This is being a new mom. And maybe some moms hide it better than others, but I just can't. I was struggling. And the toughest part was I didn't even know. I did not even know that that's what postpartum anxiety and postpartum depression was. I didn't know that your diverse microbiome and hormonal imbalance played into those two things, right? And so the years continued on. My son turned 2, my son turned 3, my son turned 4. I have people asking, hey, when are you going to have more babies? And I had a conversation with my husband, and it got so bad to where I thought I just wasn't cut out to be a mom. I said, I can't do this again. If this is how it feels when you have a baby, I do not want to have any more babies. And you guys, you have to understand, my husband is the most beautiful creature walking this earth. I mean, he is built from head to toe, pops out of bed looking like he stepped out of a GQ magazine. Okay. If you saw him, you would want to have his babies too. And I just am I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not happy? So a couple of weeks ago, I did go back to the workforce, and I did go back to work. That helped with some of the mental relief of giving me a drive and a focus. But Jen, you and I went to coffee a few weeks ago, and this was not on our radar. I was not looking for it. You were not, this was not in your heart to talk about, but when you started sharing with me what is happening here at Amare and the Mental Wellness Company about addressing gut health, about addressing mental wellness, and about balancing hormones, it was like electricity hit me at that table, and hope was breathed back into me again. And I knew if there was a chance for me to have more children without having that same experience that I walked through, then I absolutely had to give this a try. And so that's where we began, and history has continued to unfold in the past couple of weeks, and it's been so exciting.
And I love your story, and I resonated with so much because I have such a heart too. I have 4 kids, and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And the thought of you not even wanting to grow your family, it made me sad to hear that. And now I'm excited that there's hope breathed in you now.
Absolutely.
So tell us, what are some of your favorite products? What are you taking?
Can I say everything? Everything is amazing. But I mean, just to name some of my absolute favorites, certainly Ignite is one of my favorites. That's what drew me to this company in the first place, being able to balance hormones naturally. It's given me such great energy. Some of my other favorites have been the Happy Juice Pack and the Happy Mind Pack, which has that edge and that energy. It really just helps give me the mental energy and clarity and focus that I need to get through my day. I mean, I'm really feeling like my old self again, and Mama is getting her groove back. I mean, so much so to where my husband's like, babe, you are putting in work in this house, things that needed to be organized, things that overwhelmed me. The playroom overwhelmed me. And that's another thing that I noticed is just my stress resilience, or my stress capacity is either higher and I'm able to handle more, like Dr. Sean mentioned earlier tonight, or I'm just a little bit more calmer. So my brain fog is gone, my mental fatigue is gone, my physical fatigue is gone. And they're all wonderful. Mentabiotics, Mood Plus. I mean, I could go on. I love them all.
Yay, I love that. That's awesome. Okay, I know people are dying to find out though, because when I introduced you, I said that you had ranked up 4 times in your first month. And we know that like this, it's not like you brought any team with you. You started from scratch. You haven't even had a lot of experience in network marketing. So tell us, like, why is it different here? What do you contribute to that success?
Absolutely. Well, and I think that's the main question, Jen, is, many of us on this call may have had previous experience with different companies, and some of us may have not. But I don't think that that's the measurement when you should think about an opportunity like this. The question that you should be asking is, will I be set up for success with this opportunity? Because you can have experience in social networking and you can have success in social networking. And those things are two very different things. Having experience and having success are not the same thing. And so with this, the structure of Amare and what is provided for us here is nothing like I have ever experienced before. The systems, the community, the third-party tools, Oliver went through an incredible list of resources that we have at our fingertips as wellness partners to give us the confidence right out of the gate. And so for me, having that support system, having those educational videos, having those value videos, having Penny on my app in my back pocket when telling me what to do for action steps for the day, who to follow up with, who to check in with, who to thank for ordering. It's just changed the game because it's taken all of the stress of focusing on that as a newbie in the business, and it's taken the stress completely out of that to where my focus now can be, I am going to serve well. I am going to follow the steps. I'm going to show up and I'm going to serve so well. And so I'm just so honored that they've provided such a robust toolbox of resources for us as wellness partners. They've thought of everything, and everything truly is top shelf, especially the compensation plan. I mean, you can make $500 a month just by sharing and helping and serving 5 of your friends. Let me tell you how easy this is, everybody, okay? Statistics and science is showing us that 8 out of every 10 people struggle with a hormonal imbalance or need mental support of some kind. That's just talking about Amare, or Ignite, one of our products, right? 7 out of those 8 don't even know that they're struggling with an issue. And when you begin to serve and you give value and you educate on what we are doing here, people will come to you because they are looking for an answer. They are looking for a holistic solution. They are demanding it actually to get off of prescription medications or whatever that may be on, whatever that part of their journey may be on, to be a help and a support to help them heal from the inside out. And so the hearts of these leaders and executives are solely focused on bringing, we've heard these words tonight, innovation and servant leadership to the forefront of mental healing.
I
They really have, right?
I love
And
that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to say I love that.
right. And they tackle the hard topics and the hard subjects that other people don't even want to touch because they're too messy, right? But they tackle those, they toe the line, and they create solutions for those issues. And so from my very short time here, Oliver, you're kind of taking my one-liners, man, but from the company that means love, what I have experienced in my short time here is that these leaders and these executives want nothing from you, but they absolutely, passionately want this freedom for you. And so I encourage you, if you are on this call tonight, connect with the person that invited you here. Have a conversation, ask questions, breathe in hope, and take a step of faith. Because I promise you, someone in your sphere of influence has been praying for this solution, and you can be the one to bring it to them.
Thanks, Anna. Your story